Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Guyana awaits a ruling on third terms for presidents. That's our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Thursday, January 19. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Nicole Best. Good evening. Will Guyana's presidents to be allowed to run for a third term in office? That's the question President of the Judiciary, Carl Singh, is expected to answer by the middle of next month. But as the country waits, speculation is rife as to whether former two-term President Bharat Jagdeo, who was recently elected General Secretary of his People's Progressive Party, will consider running for a third term.
Something that is primary in my mind at this stage.
For Jagdeo, it appears as though when we get to the bridge, we will decide, even if he is selected by the party to serve as presidential candidate at the next elections.
When we get to that point in time, then you will know.
At the party's Congress on the Escobar Coast last December, Jagdeo secured the most votes when the Central Executive Committee was elected. A subsequent contest for the General Secretary position between Jagdeo and Frank Anthony showed him being the more favorable in the party. On Wednesday, Jagdeo said that his primary focus is on building up the party to make it more attractive for the next general elections.
I just met the staff at Freedom House and I said to them, when people come here, when they come in our doors, they must feel welcome. When they leave, they must have a better impression of the party than when they came in to this office.
The General Secretary explained that the party will open up.
I'm looking at more young professionals coming in, more young people, more women coming into the party, and how they get the older comrades to be more active.
But Jagdeo had previously stated his intention not to serve a third term. In 2015, then Chief Justice Ian Chang had ruled it permissible that an elected president may run for more than 2 terms after a challenge was brought by a citizen on the present 2-term presidential term limit. Attorney General Basil Williams is presently challenging that decision. Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Carl Singh, who retires at the end of February, is expected to make a pronouncement on February 15.
And that report was from Handel Duncan of HGP TV. At least one political analyst in Grenada says the recent resignation of Alexandra Otway-Noel from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell's cabinet won't have much impact on the ruling New National Party. Otway-Noel announced last Friday that she was stepping down to pursue opportunities in the private sector. Her departure prompted speculation about the stability of the NNP. But as we hear in this report from GBN News, one political analyst says the party remains intact.
4 days ago, Minister of Implementation Alexandria Otway-Noel penned her resignation to the office of the Prime Minister. Since then, rumors have been swirling in the air as to what propelled such action, even though the minister in an official statement said it was to pursue exciting opportunities within the private sector. Some have likened the development to that of unrest within the hierarchy of the party. Political activist Kennedy Budlal have been weighing in on the development.
Construct of the NNP. There is a kind of personality cult in the NNP where people support the Prime Minister and the party. So most so whenever someone leave the NNP, you don't feel that hemorrhaging even from the bottom of the party, the lower rank and file of the party. It don't necessarily affect the NNP. And we have to congratulate the Prime Minister for keeping that troops intact. 15 of them almost 5 years up and only one defection, not even leaving the party, but just leaving the government. We have to congratulate him.
Come what may, Woodlal believes the NMP's chances at the polls are still relatively strong.
On the ground, people don't take it serious as though there is any confrontation or the cracking up at the NNP. People feel the NNP is still intact, and they are a united bunch, and they look forward for the coming election. It seems as though NNP look as though they are well on the way to score a next resounding victory at the polls.
We turn now to the latest development in a work permit controversy in Bermuda that triggered strike action earlier this month. The country's Chief Justice has ordered a judicial review of the decision not to renew Reverend Nicholas Tweed's work permit. The pastor from the African Methodist Episcopal Church had turned to the court after Home Affairs Minister Patricia Gordon Pamplin refused the renewal and ordered that Tweed leave the country by January 19. And his application was successful. Gary Moreno of Bermuda Broadcasting News reports.
Reverend Tweed further seeking declarations that the direction to leave is because of discrimination under the Bermuda Immigration Act 1956 and should be declared incompatible with the Human Rights Act 1981. He is further seeking a declaration that he belongs to Bermuda. The application states that should the direction that he leave the island by January 19th remain in place, in the intervening period, Reverend Tweed would be wholly deprived of the benefits of his success, particularly since he has made his home here on the island, is the father of a minor child whom he sees nearly every day and transports her to school. Reverend Tweed, the application asserts, has strong connections to Bermuda. The man he has known as his father all his life is Bermudian Dr. Kingsley Tweed, who was brought up and worked for a significant part of his young adult life on the island. Reverend Tweed's wife, from whom he is separated, is Bermudian and lives and works on the island, and his daughter holds Bermudian status, and she too lives on island. The application seeks to have the court direct the Ministry of Immigration to consider the request for the AME Church for a work permit for Reverend Tweed afresh, and in accordance with policy, the minister should play no part in that decision. In the end, Chief Justice Dr. Ian Kawley ordering a stay of the minister's decision until further order of the court, and has granted leave for judicial review to the applicants.
The government of the Bahamas says its 2-year-old immigration laws are working. On November 1st, 2014, the country implemented an immigration policy designed to curb the problem of illegal immigration. It was criticized by regional and international human rights bodies. But as we hear from this report by Cleopatra Murphy of ZNS Network News, the program is being dubbed a success.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says the government's immigration policy has without a doubt been effective. In 2016, he says almost 5,000 illegal immigrants were repatriated.
People are now fulfilling the requirements, and even the high-end people are learning that this is not a country that you come and play around with the rules. So I'm fairly happy about how it's turned out. A lot more work to be done.
The immigration policy took effect on November 1st, 2014, and mandated that all immigrants have documentation to show that they belong in the country or face deportation. Even though Haitian nationals tend to be the largest group, in the first apprehension for the year, Defense Force officers intercepted 44 Cuban nationals. Because millions of immigrants see the Bahamas as an economic opportunity, Minister Mitchell says the execution of the policy has been key.
Enforcement is very aggressive. Mr. Neely, who's in charge of the enforcement unit, is at it 24 hours a day, almost 7 days a week. And that has to continue, because the moment you let up, I think the Defense Force has played a very valuable role because, of course, with the increased number of boats, they've been putting pressure on them.
He says there is much more left to be done as the country works to contain the problem of illegal immigration. A part of that is increasing manpower.
It's toward bumping up the numbers. I want to be able, certainly either myself or my successor, to get up to 900. We now have 300. By the time we finished, it should be closer to 600. So the numbers have to go up. And of course, the immigration reserve is coming, so that will help in places where they're not now regular immigration officers.
The immigration minister says the Bahamas continues to be an appeal to migrants. He says the country will never be able to stop illegal immigration, adding that at best, it will be able to manage it, and officials are getting there, one step at a time.
The government of Belize continues to hold out hope for some form of agreement with superbond holders for a restructuring of the bond. Speaking with local media following the news that the holders of the $530 million US bond have rejected government's request to restructure, Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Carla Barnett says it's early days yet as negotiations are still ongoing.
Conversation that's ongoing. And you would understand this. If you're negotiating a deal, you don't, the first offer is the first offer. You counter offer and you say what else you need in terms of information, and then the discussion continues. So we're looking forward to the next step.
The consent solicitation, which is the name given to the consultation process, remains open until January 26. And Barnett says government will continue trying to convince the bondholders that it deserves another chance.
Government serves the people of Belize, and then it has its obligations to the bondholders. So all of that has to be brought into the balance. And what we're trying to get to is a situation of stability, a situation of growth. That's also what the bondholders say they want. I think the conversation is around how do we get there? How do we get there? And they may have one view and we may have another view. So we have to sit down and discuss that.
Ahead in Caribbean Newsline, a shootout outside a police station in Trinidad leaves 2 dead. Stay with us. There's more news after this break.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and CaribVision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Get ready for the Caribbean's most original carnival, Dominica's Carnival, Mass Dominic 2017, February 4th to the 28th. Revel in the splendor of a masquerade band. Experience the parades, the non-stop fetes, Dominica nights, Dominique Do, Mass Dominic, the real mass. Come, revel with us. Visit us online at dominicafestivals.com or call us at 767-255-8221.
We continue in Trinidad and Tobago, where chaos erupted outside the Maracas St. Joseph's police station on Thursday as shots between rival gangs sent residents into a frenzy and left 2 men dead and an officer wounded. Police say that at approximately 3 o'clock, gang leader Curlin Maisyman George went to the station to sign a condition of the court. But when he emerged, 2 cars pulled up in front of the police station and gunmen rushed out of the vehicles and opened fire on him. The gunmen and George, as well as another man he was with, Shamil Ali, engaged in a shootout and tried to escape the barrage of bullets in their car, but their vehicle crashed a short distance away. Their dead bodies were pulled from the wreckage. A police officer was shot during the melee. Lawmen are searching for the assailants. Meantime, security officials in the Twin Island Republic have announced strategies in their crime fight that include calling out the reserves of the Defense Force. The announcement came on Wednesday against the background of more than 24 murders since the start of the year. Attorney General Faris Alwari, Minister of National Security Edmund Dillon, and Acting Police Commissioner Stephen Williams outlined the plans at a joint press conference. Dillon said the Defense Force called out its reserves to deal not only with the immediate issues, but to assure visitors during the carnival period that they are safe and secure. The police service has also called out additional members of the Special Reserve Police to boost numbers, and Commissioner Williams said the manpower of the Homicide Investigative Department has been doubled. And amid calls for him to resign, the Twin Island Republic's top cop says he sees no reason to. CNC3's Ria Rambali reports.
The 2016 murder rate was the highest in the last 6 years, and with 27 more killed in 2017, the head of this country's police service says murder is not the only measure of his performance.
I can feel a level of, if I can say, reassurance that 2017 we surely can put our position far better than previous years in relation to our preparedness.
At a joint news conference with the Attorney General and the National Security Minister on Wednesday, Commissioner Stephen Williams was asked about calls for him to resign, the most recent from outgoing U.S. Ambassador John Estrada, who called on the top cop to fire himself.
The U.S. Ambassador is a foreign diplomat, and I will not comment in any way on the comment of the U.S. Ambassador.
Barbados is gearing up to host the 13th edition of the Caribbean Festival of Arts, CariFesta, this summer. The festival runs from August 17 to 27, and Culture Minister Stephen Lashley told a news conference the website and social media platforms went live Thursday.
We expect that about 3,000 plus artists and, of course, artisans to converge on Barbados during the festival. And there will be several key events being staged. There will be 2 super concerts, opening and closing ceremonies, and 3 single events. Plus, there will also be space allocated for events staged by persons and organizations other than official delegations. And indeed, part of what we want to achieve this morning is to send out an invitation, of course, to those persons who are not necessarily part of official delegations, to send a signal as to what they would wish to offer for CariFesta 2017.
And ahead in Newsline Sport, 5 members of the Windies ICC Youth World Cup winning side picked for the Under-19 Regional Super 50 squad. Stay with us. Sport is next.
Round Hay Pharmacy now has 2 locations to fill your prescriptions promptly and efficiently. Our branch at One Accord Plaza is open daily, including Sundays and bank holidays. Also, check out our new drive-through location at Warren's Healthcare Complex in Michael, the first and only drive-through pharmacy in Barbados. For more information, call Round Hay One Accord Plaza at 421-7863 and our new drive-through branch at Warren's in Michael at 424-5574.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and Carib Vision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Exciting all-rounder Shamar Springer is among 5 members of the ICC Youth World Cup winning side, included in the West Indies under-19 14-man squad for the regional Super 50 starting next week. He will be joined by fellow all-rounder Kimo Paul, middle-order batsman Kristen Kalicharan, wicket-keeper batsman Emmanuel Stewart, and left-arm fast bowler Obed McCoy for the January 24 to February 18 one-day tournament. Springer shot to prominence when he lashed a 74-ball 100 against Fiji in last January's Youth World Cup in Bangladesh and followed up with an unbeaten half-century and a brace of wickets in the semi-finals as they beat the host to reach the final. The side's campaign in the Super 50 will be part of their preparation for next year's Under-19 World Cup in New Zealand. While neither Paul Springer nor McCoy will be eligible for the showpiece, they have been included in the Super 50 squad to add strength. West Indies Under-19s will play in Zone A, carded for Antigua and Barbuda, and will be alongside defending champions Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, Leeward Islands Hurricanes, Windward Islands Volcanoes, and English countryside Kent Spitfires. Any hopes Barbados Tridents had of re-signing A.B. de Villiers for the forthcoming Caribbean Premier League season were dashed when the South African batting star said Wednesday that of all the global T20 tournaments this year, he would only play in the Indian Premier League. De Villiers, who announced last week he would not play in the Test series against New Zealand in March, said he would also not play in the England series this summer and the subsequent Test series against Bangladesh. The marquee right-hander said he needed some time away from the game as his priorities have changed over the years, and he also felt burdened by the volume of international cricket being played. De Villiers campaigned for Tridents for the first time last year, leading the Bridgetown-based franchise's scoring charts with 234 runs from 6 innings at an average of 58. But in ruling himself out of international cricket for most of the coming year, the 32-year-old said the IPL would be the only T20 tournament in which he would campaign. Staying in cricket, the Jamaica Scorpions squad will need to improve its batting performance if it wants to retain the Clive Lloyd Trophy in the regional Super 50. And that's the concern raised by the head coach as the players gear up for the tournament this weekend. Robert Samuels shared his concerns with CVM's Winston Casanova.
The Chadwick Walton 11 on Wednesday defeated Paul Palmer's 11 by 2 runs as the Jamaica Scorpions fine-tuned their preparations for the WICB Super 50 tournament. Scores in the game are a clear indication that the batsmen will need to improve if they are to deliver the country's first win in the tournament since 2011. Walton's 11, consisting of the majority of the 14 players who will be traveling to Barbados on Saturday, made 221 for 7 in under 47 overs. Chadwick Walton top scored with 52 and was supported by all-rounder Rovman Powell, 39. This against 2 wickets apiece from Jervin Brown and Derval Griffiths. In reply, the Paul Palmer 11 were restricted to 219 all-out in 47.2 overs. Guyanese Trevor Griffiths made 56 and Stephen Taylor 41. Captain of the Jamaica Scorpions, Nikita Miller, was the pick of the bowlers with 4 for 41. He was backed up by fellow spinners John Campbell 3 for 17 and Damian Jacobs 2 for 49.
Yeah, the concern is still there. The first team made 221 and still didn't bat out the 50 over. I keep saying that, but it is very important for teams to bat out all the overs, utilize every single delivery that is given to you, plus the extra delivery in terms of wides and no ball.
Captain Miller, while sharing his coach's concerns about the batting, is expecting the batsmen to give a better showing going forward.
There's always room for improvement, and I'm seeing improvement, so I'm not really worried. I believe that tournament, you have some players who, up their game when it's tournament time, and hopefully, majority of our batters will do so.
And despite the concerns about the batting, the team is confident they will bring the trophy back to Jamaica.
No doubt. I mean, we're a happy team and we're gelling together, and that's one of the most important things. So once everything is happy in the camp, I mean, you go out on a given day and you execute your skills well, and surely you can take home the bacon.
Switching sport now, Tobago-born international football icon, that's Dwight York we're talking about now, will headline a football festival in the Cayman Islands, and that's going to take place this weekend. We get more from this report from Cayman 27.
Dwight York and the FA Cup will be on island this weekend as part of a jam-packed day of football, courtesy of Academy Sports Club and Flow. Now, York is, of course, one of the region's most iconic athletes, holding 74 caps with 19 goals for Trinidad and Tobago from 1989 to 2009. York also helped the Soca Warriors qualify and reach the World Cup in 2006 and spent 9 years with Aston Villa, scoring 73 goals with the club and 147 for his career in 479 appearances. Now, earlier today, we sat down with Flo, and they hope the event can help raise the value and support for local football.
Anything that can bring attention to the world of football is going to be good. It's going to be positive. It brings interest and renewed energy from the public and awareness so that we can continue to grow the sport here in Cayman. It's an inspiration to the youth coming up. Looking forward to where can football take me, and what are the possibilities, and Dwight York is a perfect example of where it can take you.
Over to the Bahamas, where the Perry Christie administration has officially rolled out plans to host the IAAF World Relays. And in this report from Charles Fisher of ZNS Network Sport, we also learned that the international athletic body gave the island something more to smile about.
It's back and expected to be better than ever before. While discussing plans for this year's event, April 22nd through the 23rd, which will have some new events, CEO of the Games and B3's President Rosamunda Carey had another special announcement.
The IAAF has entrusted the B3As and the government of the Bahamas collectively with a precious gem that we have treasured and nurtured since 2014. It's to be noted that we have been awarded the 2019 event as well.
Golden Girl Pauline Davis-Thompson, who led the charge to first bring the games to the Bahamas, she is showing her true colors.
These World Relays has been amazing and magnificent because of you. When the world speaks of the World Relays, they speak about the Bahamian people. They say they have never witnessed anything like this. The deafening noise of the Bahamian people, how they cheer. Not just the Bahamian team, but they cheer the rest of the world. You don't discriminate.
This will be a banner year for sports, and the relays, according to Sports Minister, the Honorable Dr. Daniel Johnson, will just be one of the showcase events for the 242.
World Relays Bahamas, a combination with the IAAF, the B3As, and the government of the Bahamas, shattered the glass ceiling for this region.
And that's the sport. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Round Hay Pharmacy now has 2 locations to fill your prescriptions promptly and efficiently. Our branch at One Accord Plaza is open daily, including Sundays and bank holidays. Also, check out our new drive-through location at Warren's Healthcare Complex in Michael, the first and only drive-through pharmacy in Barbados. For more information, call Round Hay One Accord Plaza at 421-7863 and our new drive-through branch at Warren's in Michael at 424-5574.
Speaking about the business that you're in, tell us exactly what is Providence Advisors. What exactly do you do?
Well, it probably is better to tell you how we started. Providence really evolved out of the legacy business of the old YRS, NatWest, Coots Bahamas, and SG. They, in 2005, decided that the domestic business, which was built up over 70 years, was not a business they wanted to be in.
And before we go, as the world prepares for the U.S. presidency of New York business mogul Donald Trump, one Caribbean leader is sending good wishes to outgoing President Barack Obama and his family. In a statement on Wednesday, Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness commended Obama for demonstrating an exemplary family life as he raised his young children in the glare of the world. Holness said Jamaica and the U.S. have historically shared a special bond, citing the Caribbean Energy Security Initiative that Obama had championed as a benefit to the Caribbean nation, and he described the last 8 years as productive relationship with the Obamas. That's Caribbean Newsline. Have yourselves a good night.